Hey, it's me, one half of the show. This is the future, unfortunately. I'm Tony G, and I'm about to screw with Alex Rios by not giving us time for a pre-show. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Coming. Holy shit. Ah, fucker's beautiful, isn't he? You hear me, how you doing, you old stack of cock rings?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fucking great, man. Welcome to the show. We already started. We've been going for like 30 minutes. It's been awesome.
Been going for 30 minutes already?
Yeah, I had a lot to say.
Yeah. You're eating a beer right on. That's good.
I'm eating a beer wrapped in a napkin. I'm eating the whole fucking thing. How you been, man?
I've been good. How about you? What's up?
I'm about to choke on this fucking sandwich. Where'd you go? I'm back. There you are.
I left. Well, I got a beer. I don't know about you.
I did. I fucking got it on purpose. I was in the store.
Oh, really?
I had to.
You got it on purpose?
Ready?
Yeah.
You did it already. Almost. So, cheers, man. Good to see you. Kinda. I mean, you know, I want to touch your cheeseburgers, but I can't.
Hey, check it out. This is my beer opener.
Wait, dude. For a minute, I thought it was just gonna keep coming. Just a really long dick. I didn't know it was gonna be a beer opener.
Check it out.
Like, this is my new toy. Oh, beer opener. Got it.
Going into Tony's face.
Yeah, dick in my eye.
Let's do that. Ready?
All right. Go ahead. Sorry, it's my first time. Sorry.
Welcome everybody to the video podcast. This is the future.
Unfortunately, it is. Here it is, folks. Oh, that was fun. So I'll say yes. At the grocery store here, you cannot buy your beer with your groceries.
What?
You can buy them in the same store, but you have to go to a different counter. So that's why I don't usually end up with fucking beer. And they put it over near the vegetables, and I never go near the vegetables.
That kind of doesn't make any sense.
Kinda?
Kind of doesn't at all. Like, why? What's the point?
I have no fucking idea. I really don't know. I just do it because I have to, but I had to go buy this and then go grocery shopping.
Right.
So I got it.
Well, because I know, like, every state has their own, like, liquor laws and everything, you know, and, like, every country, every place has their own different, like in Washington and California, you could peanut butter sandwich and beer. It's a good combo. Ugh. And like in Washington and California, you could buy liquor in the grocery store. Like you could buy, you know, whiskey, vodka, tequila, whatever, in the grocery store. But in Oregon, as it's only beer and wine, and then there's a liquor store. And right. In Canada, if you go to Canada, they have it's just called the beer store or the liquor store, and it's beer, wine, and liquor. But in a grocery store, there's no any kind of alcohol.
Right. Nothing. So are they more like state run or just independent?
I don't know. I don't really know the difference. I just know that that's how it is.
You have to go to a separate store. In Hawaii, they have ABC stores.
What's that?
So no matter how drunk you are, you can still remember what it is. I mean, ABC, that's the name of the fucking store. And that's where they sell everything. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, this was 20 years ago, but I think that was the only place we were allowed to buy it. And they were open until 1 a.m. And then they opened up again at 4 a.m. So we just bought a bottle and hung out until they reopened. And I wasn't home. I mean, I had a place to go, but I didn't want to.
All right. You don't want to go home. Why not?
Listen, I wanted to ask you this because right before I started the show, I went for a quick hamburger. You know, my frozen hockey pucks. Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm stabbing the, well, maybe you eat good food and you make good food, so you may not know how this is, but you've seen me stab my frozen hockey pucks and like
Yeah.
get them free and then slap them on the grill, and then cook them up. Well, it took me fucking 3 patties to get one because 2 broke in half. I cussed at the third one and it walked away. And it says 100% ground beef. It's not.
No.
No. So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what I'm eating and how much percent of anything it is while I throw up.
Like, yeah, it's probably, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, you're probably eating like maybe half ground, like half real meat and half something else. It all depends. You can get good frozen hamburger. You could get decent. It all depends, though.
But these are the pucks that you buy in the box, so they already fuck with them.
Right. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can get good frozen pucks, but like I've seen the ones you used to get, if they're the same thing from back in the day, it's probably half like pelican beak and pig ass, and then a little bit of beef. But what it probably has, the beef in it is probably like a cow from Argentina and then like a cow from China that they just ship the parts back and forth and they just ground it all up. They're like, hey, give me, you any cow ass? Yeah, okay. How about some cow shoulder? Yeah, let's trade. So.
Oh my God.
Like you're not eating one cow. You're probably eating parts of like hundreds. So if you want to get good beef, you want to get like ground beef that it came from like, at least the same like butcher shop, and maybe the same like slaughter round,
Oh, I can feel the cancer in the hamburgers working its way down my spine.
Speaking of cancer, I want to point out that I'm so proud of you right now, Tony G. You're a real adult drinking a PBR and eating a peanut butter sandwich for dinner. That's
not peanut butter. That's a frozen hockey puck.
Is that what it was? I thought you were eating like well, the reason why is because you're eating that of like real bread.
Hey,
that's
like
real
man.
So that's why I was like, that's why I call it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, is because you're eating it with sliced bread.
If you're a hood rat, hey.
Yeah, you are. Eating it with a paper towel wrapped around it.
What do you got, PB&J? No, 50% beef.
I mean, I don't know. Who cares?
I don't. It all comes out the same. A couple different colors, but whatever.
You still cook off the George Foreman or whatever it is?
Yeah. Here's the best part, man. I left mine in Oregon because it was broken to shit. And I moved in. My aunt, when we moved here, my aunt put us up for a while. She was moving out of her big ass house. She had one still in the fucking box, brand new. And it's the Northeast. So she's like, take it. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. Fucking take it, Tony. But all right, it's mine. They kind of force you to take stuff around here. So she gave me that and all of her expired groceries. Like bags of it. She's like, that's still good. And I'm like, a week later, like, oh.
Is it? I'm about to die. And then, like, since we know each other really well and lived with each other a couple of times, like, we each have our things that, like you always said that I have, like, a weird, like, stink about me that I always have, like,
I was being a jerk. I didn't mean that.
No, I do. It's okay. The shit doesn't even fit. I didn't button it up, not because I'm trying to look cool. It's because it doesn't go all the way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with, I know who I am.
Holy shit. So
you always said it like you got a funk about you, which makes sense. Like the last place we lived in Portland, when we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment and we shared a room. It was like your half the room was always nice and like tidy, and mine was just like fucking dog shit.
That was my favorite part of the morning, was waking up and kicking your shit back over to your side of the room. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
we all have like weird little quirks about us, and I always, to me, you have strange eating habits.
Like what, man?
Like you had a hamburger with just sliced bread, and I remember you used to just eat pasta, just cooked pasta with no sauce, just in a bowl, and I always just thought that was just like, huh, he's just eating that straight for the nutrition. No, he's not going for taste. He's just trying to get nutrition out of it. Because when I make pasta, it's got cheese on it, cream, or red sauce. Like I'm trying to make it taste good. I'm trying to get tits on my face.
Yeah.
Like you're like, and like I see you just eat just a sweet potato, a cooked sweet potato.
I bought some yesterday.
Yeah, like he just eats straight for like nutrition. You know what I mean? And I'm like, huh. It just, to me, that's not a thing.
Who does that? What the fuck?
I'm like, man, he doesn't. That's crazy.
You know who does that? People who don't like food. Yeah, I really, really don't like eating because my furnace is really small and it burns very hot. So I got to eat every 2 hours. I don't enjoy it. And when I've been in gyms and I've worked in gyms, long story short, you want to gain weight, you got to eat. It's like, right. I don't want to fucking eat. You got to eat sweet potato. You got to eat noodles. You got to eat milk. I'm like, ugh. So I'm just sitting there like I'm doing homework. Like you would come in and I'm just like, hi, Alex.
Right.
And I'm going to eat some lima beans. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then I'm going to fart a bunch. Then I'm going to shit it all out. And I'm not going to gain any weight. I did all that work when we lived together. And one of our friends was like, you look really good. And then I went to the bathroom and I came back and she's like, where's Tony? I'm like, I'm right here. She's like, oh, you were bigger a minute ago. But yeah, I took a shit. It happens. I don't like eating. I just eat because I have to. I don't know. My mom cooked. I mean, it's good shit, but we don't do a lot of seasonings or spice, nothing. You do. That's why I was like, wow, you made a sandwich one night. It blew my fucking mind. I was like, oh, you could do all that? And you bought like 10 ingredients just for our sandwiches. I was like, 10 ingredients gets me through a whole week. And you said, motherfucker, avocado and mayonnaise, whatever the fuck that is. All this other shit.
Whatever the fuck that is, mayonnaise.
I just get this guy to fucking cook for you, man. Jesus Christ. I think we use the oven once, but it still makes great food.
we did tear apart the oven and dump a bunch of change in it one time.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You don't remember that?
No. I have pictures. I remember it. I just. This is why we're 3,000 miles apart, so we don't break anything.
No, man. We destroy things because we're high and we think it's funny.
And one won't say no to the other one, so it's like, here we go.
It's just a fucked up snowball, just like a snowball that has a bunch of drugs inside of it. You're just like fucking.
I still don't know how we got from fucking where is it, Central Oregon to Seattle in like 4 hours. That was us. I don't remember it. I kind of remember some trees going by the window or something, but yeah, we've had some fun. So what'd you get into this week, man?
Not a whole lot, man. I went on a hike. We took the dogs out to the Sandy River Delta. I don't know if you've ever been out there, but it's just like, I don't know exactly how many acres, but it's like fucking a lot. It's like you could just keep on walking forever. It's out past Troutdale, Oregon, and you could just keep on. It's on the Sandy River, and you could just like walk, and you could just like let the dogs go. You know, they jump in the water. It's a lot of fun. I deleted Facebook, so that was cool.
How'd that go?
It's great. It feels good. It feels fucking. I only ever got Facebook because of comedy, and then I only posted. Like rarely would I post a picture of myself doing something if it wasn't comedy, and even then I still would hardly do that. The only time I posted something would I'd repost sharing a comedy event that I was a part of.
Right.
You know, like rarely would I do anything other than that. But then I was like, you know, I haven't been on stage for 6 months or longer. And so I'm like, wait, I only got it to do stand-up. I'm not doing stand-up right now. We use Instagram for our shit, and I use it for my other shit. So I just like deleted the app. I didn't delete my profile, I just deleted the app. And
Yep.
because I watched this documentary called forget what it was called, but it's called The Social Dilemma.
No, I was gonna bring it up. No, it's good. It's cool. I was gonna say you should watch The Social Dilemma. I watched it yesterday. I'm so glad you fucking saw that, dude. Enough people the people who created this shit are like, don't use it.
Yep.
But then they're like, but then at the end, this is what always gets me about documentaries. No solution. They're all like, well, I'm addicted too. It's like, yeah, you are. We all are. I mean, they gave you some hints at the end, but I'm just saying it takes a lot of discipline. There's something that I did just while we're talking about this. Alex and I are talking about a documentary called The Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. And for those of you who are trying to get right with the Lord or whatever, I'm going to get away from technology, watch that. It'll give you a few reasons. But something I've been doing before I saw this documentary was I canceled all my notifications. I get notified of fucking nothing. I canceled everything. I don't even know when people call me. I would go back and turn it on, but nobody calls me. So it doesn't matter. My point to this is if you guys are into this shit, you're old and you're like us, you're like, oh, I want to do something better with my life. Watch The Social Dilemma and turn a few notifications off. Mm-hmm. What did you think, man?
I thought it really, it's one of two documentaries, I'll bring up the other one, that really affected me. And because usually I'll watch like one murder mystery after another about like it's a bunch of kids dying and people killing everybody, and I'll just be like, all right, next. Like it doesn't bother me. I don't know if that means I'm a psychopath, but I'm just like, any more documentaries about people dying? Like next. But then I watched the Social Dilemma and I'm like, man, because like there's this whole thing that people like think that the coronavirus is a hoax, that it's just like, or they think that it is real and they think that the government is just trying to put microchips in us. And then my argument to that is we already have them. They're right here. We already have a fucking microchip and it's called a smartphone or a fucking like this like Apple
screen, a screen connected to the internet. That's all they need.
So like, and then so I'm like, well, the things I want to do, comedy and podcast, I kind of forced to use, like, be connected and social media somehow. So I could, so then I just started thinking, after watching that, I'm like, well, I could limit what I do. Turn off notifications, like you said. Because it's what they were saying is very fucking real. Crazy. Really real. It's mind-blowing and it's terrifying. It's fucking scary.
Well, what's America? All right, I'm not going to go on a tangent. All I'll say is America and the world, but especially America, is all the business about making money.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not so much. They just want to know how to sell to you. That's it. And the more ads they get to push on you, the longer you are on the screen, the more ads they can push on you, the more money they make. And they're selling you. One of the things that they said in there, the one quote was, there's only two things that have users: drugs and software.
Yeah, exactly. When they said that, I was like, whoa, There's
a couple things in there where I was like, I got to take a picture of this. Like, wait a minute, I'm missing the point.
Yeah.
I got to send this to people. Everyone needs to know how bad social media is by me using social media to tell them. No.
Yeah, the main guy, the little fucking guy with the red hair, that's what he said. He's like, I'm using social media to fight social media.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what that whole documentary made me want to do?
Leave.
Made me want to just push fucking delete on everything and like move out to a small town and just have like 3 or 4 acres and have a house and just live like a normal life and not be connected to anyone. Have friends, call my friends, how you doing? People come, like, be a normal person, but just like have an email, even just go to the library to check it once or twice a week. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And just like, because I'm like, dude, that's terrifying. Like, I want to do comedy, but I also don't want to be just a number like I already am. You know, I want to be. It made me realize that, are we even real people? Like, this is fucking. It's
So
scary. It
that's
scared the
what
shit out of me,
what did
Tony.
the one person said is like how many, not too many more generations will pass before no one knows what it was like before technology, and
Yeah.
then how will that not just become the norm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we have it. This is the end of that. If people don't pull their heads out of their asses or their phones or however you want to put that.
Right.
So all I got out of the documentary was, and I've already been doing, because I sell this shit for a living.
Yeah.
It's already been eating at me. But of course, I delete. I no notifications. I try with Facebook, but it's too political. So I shut it off a month ago and said I'll see you guys after the election. But Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same group of assholes. So
Yeah.
you just have to keep in mind that whatever you're using, have a reason. Like Alex said, have a reason that you use it, and remind yourself that's my reason. I'm
Yeah.
doing it for, I'm doing it for comedy. I'm doing it for cooking. I'm doing it. You're using it as a tool, like it was originally pitched. Maybe not designed, but it was pitched as a tool. So use it. Don't let it use you. That's what I'd give you. And
Right.
you can really use this fucker. You just have to be aware of how this shit works and what they're trying to get out of you, and be conscious. I'm like, nah, fuck you. I'm not playing that game. But I'm telling you, I sat here all day today and I kept doing this shit. It's
I
a
know.
rat hitting that dopamine feeder bar.
Dude, I especially after that documentary, like, I just pull up my phone and look at it, and then I literally just like fucking threw it.
Throw it.
Like, I just was like, what am I doing? Like, I don't. Ah, this is how I. What am I like? What have I become? When I was fucking 15, this is how I treated my dick, and I was happy. But now, this is how I treat my phone, and I'm totally unhappy. Who am I? You know, like, you're 15, you used to grab your dick for no reason, and you just wake up all sticky. Now, I grab my phone, and I just like, I come out of like a fucking 20-minute like,
Coma.
and I'm pissed off. You know, it's fucking.
Right. You're
I don't
just
know.
being. I remember the movie. We actually made this reference before, but now for a different reason. The movie Batman Forever, where Jim Carrey plays the Riddler. As I'm watching that, and just thinking, here's your brain on the box. Here's my brain on the box. And it's like, yeah, he's sucking in all the intel. And that was 20, fucking 30 years ago, man. It's crazy that movie stars and software developers must do drugs together because they always predict all this shit in the movies. Like, how the fuck did Jim Carrey know this? That's crazy. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
dude,
he's like,
that guy's more in touch with the fucking universe than a lot of people. That guy's fucking out there in a good way.
well, sidebar. Did they not make a movie where he did hallucinogenics or some shit and went into the woods? I never saw it.
I don't know.
There was supposed to be some movie he was working on where he went out into the woods and tripped face. And they said that since then he's been cuckoo birds, but I wouldn't know the difference
Well,
because my man's been nuts ever since. He's been
right.
always been nuts.
He definitely has. Like, since we're talking about him real quick, have you seen the documentary about the man on the moon?
Fuck yes. Yes. Crazy shit. He goes
Dude,
out to the beach and basically channels Andy Kaufman. Like, that's how he put it. He's became Andy on the beach, and that was it. And for the rest of the filming and production, not just when the cameras were on, he was Andy Kaufman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a fucking in my, as for how silly he is, like, he's a fucking god. I love that guy.
Hell yeah. Seriously. And he's I mean, now, of course, did you notice he's an artist?
Yeah.
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 I had no idea. I watched comedians in cars getting cocaine, and I was like, holy shit, look at that. That's cool. Yeah,
Right?
he does the ones where you kind of like lay and paint. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking
Oh
neat.
yeah.
You know, you have to be I would think you have to be an artist who's made money at art to work your way up to where you get to lay on top of your paintings, like, and paint. Like, I would just imagine you have to start out, with a small, and you just work your way up because you can't afford it, and then one day someone's hoisting you up, kind of like Big Lebowski. The only accomplished
Yeah.
artists get to fly at their paintings or hang
When the
above them.
yeah. Cut off your Johnson.
My work is known to be strongly vaginal. The word vagina upsets some people. Well, you could talk about his dick or his rod. Sorry, I can't help it. I fucking love that movie.
That movie.
We're quoting Big Lebowski. Now you know.
Round 2.
Oh shit.
Well, because we're recording later in the day, so
Boop boop.
drinking more. Yeah, man, that documentary really, like I said, one of the 2 that I've watched recently that really affected me, and I'm like, it made me just, because like, me, I'm kind of like I'm a bit more like neutral and reserved, but that doesn't mean there's not a billion things going on.
Right.
And I don't know. I watched that, man, and I was just like, it's making me like just really think about my whole fucking life, and like, what are we doing? Like,
Nothing.
like, and like, because it's like, yeah, nothing. Like, we as people, just you and I, regular people that eat hamburgers and sliced bread and drink fucking beer in front of the computer with their friend, like normal ass people, we're around for a solution. We're waiting for them to do, like what are we doing? Right? Like, it's nothing is ever gonna work out. Like, we're waiting for the solution, but instead, I'm just like, what if I just fucking, like, not in like a, like in my life, but just peace out, sort of like, I'm just gonna be a regular person and fuck the internet and fuck trying to do anything. That's how I feel a little bit. You know what I mean? Part of me, not everything. I'm just like, and be happy and be a normal person, or at least, get as close as I can.
I feel that after watching something like that, the way that I looked at it was, I need to be in control of the technology, not the other way around. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, that I think is the most realistic thing that I can do, my life, because I need my phone to go to concerts. I need my phone to do this shit. I need my phone for that shit. You're right. I need it as a tool. Scan here, scan there, look at porn, whatever. But that just made me more socially aware. And the one dude, the one guy, he's like, just delete all your social media. He's like, I know it's ridiculous. But really, what do you have to lose? Nothing. You didn't have anything before this. He's like, so just get rid of it all if you can. He's like, do as much of your social media, get rid of it as you can. So if you go down from 10 different social media apps to 1 or 2, I would say that, and you're handling that okay, I'd say you're back in control a little bit. And that's what I think this pisses people off about. It's like, wait a minute. I didn't know this was going on. I'm a victim. What the fuck? I didn't know I was a victim.
Yeah.
And people don't like that shit. And I think it's cool that you can turn on Netflix and see a documentary like that, because they never used to say any of this shit. If the government didn't tell the news what to say, then it wasn't being aired. So it's like, this is kind of cool. It's like, they're like, well, how are we actually going to fix this problem? It's like, you made a documentary and you put it on Netflix, and Netflix is for people 25 to 55, give or take. That's a lot. It has a big group of people who watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
So the only way I could feel better about myself is just to say, I limit myself on that as much as I can. I know I'm giving a lot of information away. I know I am. But the most of what they want that information for is to market to me, because that's how they make their money. So fine, you want me to, hey, Tony, look at these sneakers. We know you like Adidas. You're right. Those are cool sneakers, but I'm not ready to buy them. But you should keep showing me to them, because in a year and a half, when I'm ready for shoes, I'm fucking buying them. That's how, it's like, you're not winning, asshole. I'm not selecting those sneakers. I'm not buying them right now and then waking up in the morning and be like, did I fucking buy sneakers last night?
Right. Yeah, that's
I'm not doing that.
It's just, I don't want to feel like I live in a commercial. You know what I mean? And
well, they showed the Truman Show.
Yeah. And they show in that documentary, they have like the avatar of that kid, the actor who's probably not a kid. Like I've seen him in a bunch of things. He's probably like my age, but you know, he always plays a fucking high schooler. Have you noticed that? Have you
Yeah.
ever seen him in
No, I
anything?
know who he is. Yeah, I thought it was a piece of a movie for a while. I'm like, what movie is this? It
I
kind of
know he
sucks.
did too. He always plays a high schooler, but I bet he's like 25 to 30, something like that. But yeah, they have him as an avatar hanging up, you know, and then they want him like to engage, so they keep on throwing things at him to get his attention. And then that made me realize, like, I remember, like, you know, a couple of years ago when I realized that they're listening to us, when I actually realized like 100%, oh, they are. And I remember being in a room with people. I don't remember who was there exactly what, but I remember there was like comics, and I was in someone's front room. We're hanging out, drinking, fucking doing whatever. And I remember just being like, scrolling on Facebook, and they're being like, dude, we just talked about skateboards, and they have a skateboard ad. And then the person's like, oh yeah, they do that. They just, you know, there's advertisements. And then I started thinking, I'm like, wait, that's fucked up how normal you think that is.
Yeah.
That's fucked up to me. To me, the word you just say, oh yeah, like, no, that's not an oh yeah. That should be an oh fuck to me. To me, that's like a, and it's just so normal. Like, that's just what they do. Like, should we think that? Should we just go? Because to me, I'm fucking. It makes me want to like live on the ground, you know.
Well, I mean, I feel like a bag of shit when they got to the part about the kid thing, and I did my best while my kid was living with me to curb that. And now she's 15 and she's wide open. I mean, she's on that shit. I text her at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning this morning, and she got back to me right away. I'm like, it's fucking 4:30. What are you doing? No, you're a slave to the system. Mm-hmm. You're gonna tell a 15-year-old to stop using the only fucking thing they look forward to?
Right.
No. Right. But that's what's going on. So it's not what scares me more. I'm slightly aware. I'm paying attention. I remember when I had a time to be home and a bike, just shit like that. I remember those days. No technology whatsoever. Jerking off to the JCPenney catalog. Yeah. I remember that shit. And what an imagination I had. That's all gone now. The women show you everything on Reddit. It's cake day. Like, oh, what's that mean? Do I get icing? No, it's just your fucking shit right on the internet. Jesus Christ. Like, it's so easy. It's a, oh, yeah. And I'm not getting turned on anymore. I don't have erectile dysfunction. I'm just paying too much for my cell phone bill. I should turn the data down. Yeah, slow down a little bit. My dick's like, hey, it's me or him, buddy. You know, I'm trying to grab my dick like this because that's the size of my phone. It's like, there you go. Now we're working. There you go. You fucking idiot. My thumbs are getting weird. I don't know about anybody else, but I do technology. Really? My thumbs are starting to get worn out from. Now, I've been selling phones for 5 years in the store, so I do a lot of this bullshit. But I'm here to tell you, kids, it's a real fucking thing. My thumbs are going out. So it's not a fucking joke. One day you're going to be sitting there like my grandparents did, and they're going to say, do you or someone you know, have you worked in the freaking industry, or have you done this? Have you dealt with Pink Panther insulation? But it's going to be that, but for cell phones. Yep. I think that I'm going to one day be like, did you work in the 5G environment? Well, this is a dickhead attorney. I found a way to lawsuit somebody. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm going to be that old fuck like, my chip finally came in.
Well, dude, like, evolution is real. Like, in like 50 years, people are going to be born like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're going to be born with fucking necks like that. Like, just because this is what people do, you know? Absolutely. People are just going to be born with their fucking double chin ready, you know?
And it's just, and they said something in that documentary. It was about, what did he say? Something about kids and how it's become the norm. I'm trying to remember. It was something, there's a lot of shit in there for people who just, if you're watching this show, check it out if you haven't already. If you have anything you want to throw us our way, what's the best, email us, Instagram? I don't know. Reach out to us. I'm curious. If you guys have any, throw some fuel on the fire about this shit, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
Instagram, and obviously comment on the YouTube page.
Yeah, do that comment thing. I wanted to bring up, while we're talking about Netflix, I want to talk about a film that's on there that blew my mind. It's called The Devil All the Time.
Mm.
There's it was in the top 10. I think it's kind of going down a little bit because once people got into it, they probably realized, holy shit, this is hardcore. One hell of a fucking story. Maybe I'm nuts. I thought it was a great story, but there was like at least 1 or 2 points in there. I was crying. I don't fucking lie to you. There's some sad shit, some really sad shit in there. But there's a lot of you want the people in there to get revenge, so you're gonna keep fucking watching. You want to see how this shit ends. It's a hell of a story, man. It's got Bill Skarsgård in it, who played Pennywise in the last two movies. Yeah. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna remember all these guys, but as soon as people watch this, they're gonna be like, I know that person. I know that person. The guy from Twilight that's about to be the new Batman, Pattinson, is in it. Yeah, killer job. Way dark role for him. Darkest I've seen him do. I just given a recommendation, like, holy shit. If you want to watch something, I almost tapped out. It was kind of like, there's a scene, John Wick, the dog dies, and that really fucked everyone up.
Yeah.
Let's just say I gave you a warning, but this is way heavier. But at the end, but you want to see, you put yourself through all this, and it carries, it's got a good cadence. It got me through it, and at the end, I was just like, huh, fuck. You know, I woke up at 3 a.m. fucking thinking about all the connections, because in the beginning of the movie, the narrator the narrator ties it all together really well. I woke up thinking about how every fucking person was tied together. And anyway, fun fucking movie, but, well, not fun. I mean, awesome. It'll fuck your head up. But anyway, I just thought I'd make a recommendation because I saw some other neat shit this weekend or whatever. The Social Dilemma was the other thing, but that was really cool. So,
what is it called again?
The Devil All the Time. It's a killer cast, up and comers and old school people in there. It's got serial killers in it. It's got just nice. It's all in there, man. It's all in there, and it takes place in 2 different towns in West Virginia in the mid-50s. A hell of a story, man. So anyway, that was my recommendation for film.
We didn't plan on like doing recommendations for movies right now, but
okay, what you got?
I told you, I said that I had another documentary that really affected me, and like I said, they don't. Usually, it doesn't matter to me. They don't affect me. But I watched the Challenger, the Final Flight. You watch that shit too, dude? That affected me too, man. I don't get sad about shit, but that was sad to me.
And it was produced by the guy who did the Batman, like some of the most recent Batman movies. Nolan. Yeah? I believe it was Christopher Nolan produced that shit.
Christopher Nolan, yeah.
It looks, the footage, that story made me so fucking sad and just kind of pissed off at, like, the Americans' ignorance. You know, it happens in other countries too. Russians made fucking mistakes with their rockets and whatnot, but hell of a documentary, man.
That's the thing. It's like when I had a job and your job currently, like, you make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal. You might get a tongue lashing, but you go home and you take off your fucking uniform and you don't care. Nothing really bothers you. No one's life. Like, if I'm a cook and if I eat spoiled meat, then I could fuck someone's life up. But my nose works. I could cook part of it, taste it, see if it's bad. You know what I mean? It's minor. It's very minor. But their job, those people's jobs, all the way down to probably to the janitor, have a very important job, at NASA. So little mistakes and people overlooking things, and it's really fucking important. Like the O-ring thing, not trying to give too much away, but like,
yeah, I won't give. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, that's another thing. So I guess I did watch quite a bit on Netflix this week since I saw you. I was like, he's gonna pick one I know. I just know it. Yes, right now. 2 for 2, baby. What else you got? Right. That one. Okay, but this is something I always wanted to talk about on stage. I never got around to making it funny, but fun fucking fact. I knew this because I watched the Sesame Street documentary for a different reason. But in any case, Big Bird was supposed to be on that flight. And
You're
it
right. Yeah.
says so right in the damn documentary. And why? Why? I'll let you tell him why. Why didn't Big Bird blow up?
Well, they couldn't fit him, you know?
That's it. They couldn't get his fucking bird outfit into that spacecraft, so we couldn't see. Just imagine the feathers. There had to be at least a few flaming feathers. I know, I'm a sick fuck, but just imagine that the only thing they found in the wreckage was just a burn up Big Bird. Not only, oh my God, not only did they kill astronauts in the space program for a while, they would have killed fucking Sesame Street. They would have had the first funeral on Sesame Street, and they would have had astronauts having to walk him down, and the guy who plays Big Bird, he's gone. So there's a real fucking funeral. He's really dead. I mean, fucking whoever it is, Sesame Street, NBC's like, woo, whoever owned that PBS, they're like, thank God. We can't do a puppet funeral.
The words for the day, blow up.
I want to fly like whoops. Big Bird can't fly for shit.
Dude, I was just watching that, man. I was just, because there's people in the stands, you know, and like people's parents.
The kid from fucking Christmas Story was there.
That fucking goofy ass kid that looks
he was supposed to be next. Technically, he would have been the first kid in space. Watch this documentary, people. No shit. Okay, what are we talking about? The challenge. What was it called? Challenger.
The Challenger Final Flight. And then the Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
And then the Devil
all the time. We should just work for Netflix. Fuck, whatever.
All right.
But in any case, those are three. All three of those were really fun. That was my weekend, I guess.
Yeah. Because I started thinking about, like, you know, they had the teacher. Like this isn't giving too much away. It fucking happened. And if you were alive, you know, if you were like a kid or an adult in 1986, you're gonna know this. So there was a teacher that was on the flight, and that was the thing. It was like NASA kind of wanted to hype it up and be like, we want to get, Big Bird. You know, they want to put Big Bird. They kind of fit the fucking bird costume inside. So they were like, we'll get a teacher, and they got this lady, this teacher, and her sister and her mom and dad were in the stands.
Yep.
Can you imagine that?
No.
Looking up in the sky and just being so proud of your kid, and then all of a sudden just being like, did I just watch my kid blow up? That's fucking heavy, right? Like, that's intense. And that's what I was saying. I was like, holy shit. They had to watch that.
They were saying that after that, people were still pulled over on the side of the road just crying and shit.
Yeah.
Like, because they saw it. Like, it's one thing if you see it on the news. Like, I was in first grade. They probably rolled the TV out. I don't know. But in any case, I remember it. And it wasn't a big deal, but I mean, because I wasn't there. But imagine that you're in the stands and you're all excited. And here's the other thing. It was a hell of a buildup because they didn't launch on the first launch. They kept pushing it back and pushing it back. So everyone's looking at this thing. Is it actually going to fucking take off, or what is this going to happen or not? So everyone's really paying attention. It's finally happening. And it takes off. And then when it explodes, no one really knows what the fuck it's supposed to look like. So everyone thought, oh, I guess they took off. They thought they were okay.
Yeah.
And they weren't. I can't imagine seeing that live. I mean, seriously, the kid, Ralphie from Christmas Story, who still looks like Ralphie, by the way. And the glasses on, he's just like...
Yeah. He still looks like he should get his tongue stuck to the pole, you know?
Didn't you notice that? As soon as you saw him, like, that's Ralphie! Like, right away, you're like, that looks like just keep the face and make the body a little bigger. That's Ralphie, a grown man.
Wait, he didn't get his tongue stuck to the pole. It was the other kid, right? Or did he did?
Yeah, but Ralphie threw down a hell of an ass whooping.
Oh, yeah. And he said the F word. And he said, like, oh, fudge in the car.
Only I didn't say fudge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what we did this week, folks. There it is.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we ready to move into the
Yeah, man. We got a Cherry Glazer. What is the album? This was your pick, so I'll let you take it
All
away.
right, so hang on. Give it to me. Here we go. I don't have a secretary, don't worry. The album is Cherry Glazer.
Yeah,
Apocalyptic.
I like that. Yeah.
I don't know who these people are, but it looked like a good time.
It looked like a good time.
So in any case, I'm not sure. I just actually this is one of the bands I think Spotify fed me.
Okay.
So we were talking about technology and what sucks. There's a few things that are cool. One of them is like Spotify, and that it shows you a bunch of new music based upon your tastes. That was something that I found a few years ago. Started digging in. Basically, if you heard the record, you know it's rock and roll meets grunge meets punk, whatever. A female lead. Currently, the band has two other male members. They did have, long story short, they used to have some all female, and now it's her and the drummer and the bass player. She is like 23. This is their third album. They're working on their fourth right now. They're out of LA.
The singer's that young?
Yeah. Oh, fuck
Wow.
yeah. She started this stuff when she was 15. She kind of did a play on words on her name and released some stuff to SoundCloud. And someone from Canada found it and put her on a record. So if you're a musician, I can see why you use SoundCloud now. In any case, a friend of mine who saw the last show hit me up before we even talked about the music, obviously, and he was like, I like Cherry Glazer, like rock and roll. I'm listening to it in the background. It's bitching, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I don't really know why I like it either, except it rocks. I love chick vocals. I love vocals I can understand. That's just my thing. I have started reading lyrics. Actually, last night, I just started Googling lyrics and reading them.
Oh, you did? Nice, yeah.
I don't know why. I just figured, fuck it, why not? Let Google know what else I'm into.
It's fun to do that.
Would you like to know more? But that shit rocks. Like, that album fucking rocks. What's one of the ones that's Nurse Ratcheted? That's a popular one.
Nurse Ratcheted.
Yeah.
That's from
Ratchet.
Is that from a show?
Nurse, how do you spell it? Ratcheted. They just came out with a show. Hopefully,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just watched it
on Netflix. Fucking Netflix, man.
I just watched
God damn it, Netflix! If it's in the title, it's because we had to. Shit, legally. Yeah. But I want to say this. My kids was like 14 or whatever. Long story short, they played up in the city, and I bought us tickets. Took a few people.
Right.
It was in the basement of a church, a really old church. Pretty crazy. It was raining, so we all ended up being soaking wet. And the stage where these guys were going to play, it literally is the basement where the kids go to play. I know that because the carpet on the stage was that ABC Playtime carpet. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it was in like all these nurseries and shit back in the 80s. So I'm like, and then that's it. There's no wall, nothing. Like, my feet were up against the stage. My kid was like right in front of me. We were up against the monitors, like, yeah, really close. Awesome. So we're getting ready to watch. We're waiting for the band. And this girl comes out, and I don't know who's who. So it's a female, and on the back it says, "She fucking shreds." And nice. I'm like, I guess she shreds. I don't know. Long story short, it wasn't her. That was her roadie. This chick, this isn't just a band that plays 3-minute songs. That's not what I got excited about. They fucking wail. This chick really fucking plays. The last track on this album is called Apocalyptic. It's just instrumental. It's like 2 or 3 minutes. It wasn't live. They fucking wailed on that thing. They ripped that place apart. I mean, I had hair up to here before that show. It's gone. I ripped it the fuck off. It was awesome. I brought my kid and one of her friends this girl, poor girl, she never left the neighborhood. We went 5 miles up to the city, and this girl, we drove past the airport. And I'm not making a joke about anybody here. I get it. But this girl, she's 13 or 14 at the time, and she asked Jesse, she's like, "What's that?" She's like, "Is that a mall?" And my kid's like, "No, that's the Philadelphia airport." And I'm driving my car, and I'm like, oh my God, we're only 5 miles from home. I'm going to drive through South Philly into North Philly. I'm taking this kid. She doesn't even know where the fuck we are. She's from here. I'm freaking out. I take her to this show. She likes hip hop, whatever. She's standing there, and the show kicks on, and she looks over at me, and she's just like, and I'm like, I'm not leaving early. By the time they're destroying everything on stage, both of the girls, the other lady I brought with me and myself, were all against the stage, just whipping our necks into submission, man. Everybody was into it. I mean, it was so good. The energy that they have. The little girl, 2 other people on stage, just fucking destroying it. And I love to see a woman doing something that only a man should be doing. Not that that's the case, but I love seeing a woman do something. I fucking love that. I get so excited. So she just played that fucking guitar, and I want more. That's a good band when you're like, I want more. I want more of that. So I want to see them again. But the next album they did, there's a song on it. For those of you who like this stuff, their name's Cherry Glazer. They have a song on there that a lot of women have been into. It's she's younger, so it kind of pushes it, but it's called Daddy. And it's explicit, but it made me feel weird because I definitely kind of like, I could see my kid like saying that shit to me. So I'm like, I'm too old. I should be leaving. This is nonsense. Like the shit she's saying in this song, like my kid could say to me, and I don't want her to say that to me. So at some point, I kind of felt like I'm too old to be up here, but I belong up here. So God damn it, I'm staying. Great fucking show. Awesome band. I looked them up. They didn't do anything stupid yet, so there's no nothing to talk about. But they just make records and kill it. They're out of Southern California.
Yeah, they're out of LA. And they've only been around for like 8 years.
Yeah, and they're working on their third or fourth studio record.
Yeah, their most recent one was last year, I think, and it's called what's it called? Like Stuffed and Ready?
Stuffed and Ready. Yeah, it's suggestive as hell. I mean,
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this. Like the ones Trash People. Like
Trash
People.
That's my favorite one. My favorite one.
There's a line in there she says about art. She's like, art is dirty, so our shit's dirty. Like that's what it is. Art is love, and love is dirty, or something like that. But she talks about beer in the carpet, cigarette stains, just easy, obvious shit. And you're like, yeah, I get all the lyrics. But then she's like, I'm a pretty little blonde. I'm still fucking pretty. I'm still cute, bitch, and I'm in your head. I love it. Come on, ladies.
You look like
that shit. Get a guitar.
You look like one red blur. Like
I'm turning into a stop sign over here, man. Blur. Oh yeah. Anyway, I like that band. I hope you guys did too. If not, don't tell me about it.
This is what I thought about them.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought they were a good band. I looked them up and read a little bit about them, and not that this matters, but I always try to like pigeonhole their sound and go, what are they? Because it helps me figure out if I like them or not, I guess. And I would call them noise pop or rock and roll, but like because they're not punk, and but they're like a little bit. You know what I call them? They're hipster punk. They're hipster punk, and I dug them a lot. I thought my favorite song is the one that you brought up, Trash People, because I just thought it was funny. It's because I was like, I brought that up earlier, and I got a little bit of funk about me. Trash people. Like I just threw a
trash people.
Like I just threw a beer can on the ground in my own room. Like.
I can't. It's my own house. I couldn't do it.
Like the table, like I have a little side table I'm using, a side table. You know what it is? It's my dirty clothes basket turned upside down. I just put my beer cans on it.
We wear our underpants 3 days in a row. Trash people.
Yeah, man. That's me. And yeah, it was that was my favorite song off that album. And but I listened to that, once today and probably like all together probably like 5 or 6 times. But I listened to Stuffed and Ready like a few different times, and I like that album a lot. Maybe better than Apocalyptic, but
Right.
I like them both. They're both great. I just think I like that one a little bit more. It was cool.
Yeah,
And
they're still developing. Like
yeah,
they use the word grunge with these guys on this
right.
album.
Mhm.
I haven't heard that word, but I guess that would work.
Yeah, it's like they're hipster grunge. It's like it's modern grunge. It's
I would
fucking
say it would be more grunge if you heard a live album
yeah.
than this. This is what I saw live. Yeah, okay. I go along with that for sure.
Do you know what they sound like to me? They sound like a better Metric.
Yes, yes, because of her vocals. You're absolutely right. But they do sound like a better Metric. I think they're just they're going to be a little bit heavier than Metric though, because Metric
Yeah.
doesn't.
I think there's somewhere like they're closer to the yeahs, like in that like
That's a
arena,
good
but like
place to put them between Metrics and the yeah.
yeah. I'm not. I used to think that I liked Metric, but I don't. In fact, I can't. I hear them and I'm like, ugh. I like them because I was dating a girl that did, and so I thought I did, but I don't. But I love the yeah, and I really do like Cherry Glazer, and
Fucking right on, man.
I like their style, like as people. Like you look at pictures of them on the internet, like they have this like hipster modern thing, but they're also kind of like trashy, they're
Right.
also kind of just like sweaty and you know like the drummer's like a little chubby with a beard. She doesn't shave her armpits. She's like fucking. They're like gnarly, and I like that. I mean, look at me. That's who I
Right.
am.
I mean, and
I
that's what I
relate to
think about that shit is that they're able to look at themselves and be like, at that age, and be like, this is who we are. Fuck it, and we're gonna rock out. That's why I
yeah,
said
man.
there's nothing to really. It's just one more band if you're looking at a festival to be like, oh, that's a good reason to go because they're just getting started on the festival circuit when that shit comes back.
Sure.
So I don't know, man. I like that band. Fucking awesome. I love listening to them. But you're right though. I'm gonna have to listen to Stuffed and Ready a bit more. The song Ohio and
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, and those songs are already being used by people for movies and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Reggie Watts came in and did for it was a late show they were on, and Reggie
Uh-huh.
Watts came in and did something to the song Daddy on while they played it, like mixed up his shit in it.
Oh, really?
So he's actually being pretty. I mean, they're all. It's just crazy when we talk about like the bent side of technology. You can't ignore the fact that obviously, if you use it like a tool, it can get you places you want to go a hell of a lot faster. Because someone like Reggie Watts can see your shit and be like, I see myself doing something with them. I mean,
Right.
they just pile up on each other. It didn't work like that before technology. So anyway, the summary of the show is enjoy music, use technology as a tool.
Right. Definitely. I mean, yeah, I think that's the whole the summary. Like use it as a tool, but even that, man, they're still watching you.
And they're not, and they're like they said, they have the ability to turn up things to use them to their maximum capacity, and Facebook especially does that.
Yeah.
Um, just know, knowledge is fucking power, man. Just know that they can fuck with you. Know that
No,
it's
like,
real. Know that the people that are talking in that documentary, The Social Dilemma, are people who've helped invent that shit. They have no fucking reason to lie to you. They just invented it, and then they got a conscience after they got
yeah,
millions of fucking dollars. It's funny how
and
that works. Once you're a millionaire, you have time to think about, I think I fucked some people up. I'm gonna do
and
something right with my money.
and they realized like that they thought it was going to be one thing, but it ended up being this.
Well, it always goes corrupt, though, doesn't it? We always try to we're always like, great, that's real cute. That's how you're going to sell it and make money. But how can we use it for our advantage? How
Right.
can we corrupt this shit? And that's the problem is people like to break the rules and take advantage. That's how it becomes America. We cheat. So that's fine. We're a bunch of fucking cheaters. That ain't true, Tony. All right, just Google Lance Armstrong and move forward in your life, okay? It's fine. But it is, we cheat, but we do it to each other. That's the problem with all this. Is it? You're fucking over. You're fucking us over. You know what I mean? It's like, do you really want to fuck people over for a living? Is that whatever? Just know you're getting bent over the barrel, and watch out.
And I have to admit something to you and the 8 people that listen and watch this. Through this episode, I've been looking at my phone a little bit because I had my roommates are listening to music too loud, and I had to tell them to turn it. I don't want it to pick it up on the recording, so I have to. Sorry for looking like I had my phone. We're talking about
how ironic. Yeah, Tony, I really need to cut back on that.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, we're recording a podcast. I don't give a shit. It's because I'm trying to make the quality a little bit better.
Isn't
Sorry.
it ironic? Oh shit, man! I laugh at. Oh, that's great. It's my Monday, and I'm laughing my ass off. That was fun. I think we're good. Did you have something lined up for next week?
Yeah. The band and album I wanted to introduce was the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones.
Ooh, shit!
And the album is the popular one, and it's the best one in my opinion. Let's Face It.
Got it.
And yeah, it's got all the hits on it. They're a great band, and that's a fucking awesome album. And yeah. So
for all you people who don't know, that's rock and roll with horns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ska.
Yeah, it's called ska, but just so you know, you'll be fine. Check it out.
But yeah, man, that's my pick. That's it.
Fucking A, man. Well, that was fun. We used Netflix and yeah, to do a show. I think we found our pattern.
Right.
Found our well. All right, well, well, that was fun. So this was another episode of the show that we do. We already know the name. We don't have to say it.
I was going to say, you know the name.
Yeah, I mean, we know it. You know it. So yeah, and then like it if you want. And then, do you want to do it right? He's good at this. He'll do it.
Okay. Where you can find us, the evil fucking social media. Go to there. Go to the places that we were saying that were evil earlier, and just look at them. Look at them so much. Waste your life away until you realize that you have to watch this show. Go to Instagram. Go to Titfoo69. Yeah, check out all that shit there. Go to YouTube. This is the future, unfortunately. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell, or don't. And check it out.
And that's that.
That's that.
We're done. Bye.